Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Coffee, where in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Kenobi series and a returning prequel character. That's today here on Star Wars Coffee.
I have spoken.
Hello there to all of the returning subscribers, but if you're new to the channel and you're just finding me for the first time, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on this video and any other video from the channel that you check out, and be sure to hit that notification bell so that the bell is completely filled in, as this is the way you will never miss a new video the second it goes live.
Do it.
So you all know that the ObiWan Kenobi series is going to be in development very soon and is likely slated for a 2021 release on Disney+. With this release, we're going to be expecting a merge of prequel characters and original trilogy characters from the Star Wars universe. We already know that we're going to be getting the Ewan McGregor reprise of Obi-Wan Kenobi, but now we're adding another character into the mix. This one from the prequel era, Jar Jar Binks, which I did a video on a couple days ago. I'll link that in a card up here and in the description down below if you want to check that out. But we're also getting another one who is also a returning actor from the prequels, but is also an original trilogy character. So he's the best of both worlds in this scenario. And that is going to be Owen Lars, the one who raised Luke on Tatooine. And he's going to be played by Joel Edgerton, who teases his return in the Kenobi series. This report comes to us from Heroic Hollywood. Title: Joel Edgerton teases his return in Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi series. By Sebastian Perez. Quote, Joel Edgerton hinted at his potential return to the Star Wars franchise in Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi series. The Star Wars franchise is set to expand into the realm of television, with multiple projects in the works for the Disney Plus streaming service, including a show centered on Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi. With the series believed to be set during the period between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, some fans are curious to see Joel Edgerton will reprise his role as Owen Lars, the uncle of Luke Skywalker who raised his nephew on Tatooine while Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi watched from a distance. During his recent appearance on Josh Horowitz's Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, the topic of reprising his role opposite Ewan McGregor in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series was raised. However, Joel Edgerton would not comment beyond saying his return was a possibility and jokingly alluded to how much trouble he could get into if he said any more. Joel said, quote, There is a very real possibility. There's potentially an assassin on a rooftop just outside this window if I say the wrong thing. I'd love to say all sorts of things. I'm just not going to. So if we've learned anything about Disney Star Wars over the years, it's that this is a confirmation that Joel Edgerton is going to be reprising his role as Owen Lars in this Obi-Wan Kenobi spin-off series. Remember that this series is a 6-part miniseries with each episode being the length of a movie. I know some of you guys are thinking, well, maybe this isn't a confirmation, but the way he phrased that, let me read that to you again and tell me that this isn't the same exact thing that Ewan McGregor did, especially on that famous Collider interview where he was tossing the idea that, yeah, he'd love to do it, but he can't really say anything about it. He's not sure if he's allowed to. Tell me if this isn't in the same vein as that. Quote, There is a very real possibility. There's potentially an assassin on a rooftop just outside the window if I say the wrong thing. I'd love to say all sorts of things. I'm just not going to. To me, that's essentially a confirmation saying I'm gonna be in this, I just can't tell you about it yet. So essentially, here's what I'm expecting to see him in this series. It makes a lot of sense as it would give this character a lot more context in the live action format rather than just the Marvel comics that we've been succumbed to. So let's take a look at the Star Wars Databank just for a little further deep dive into the character of Owen Lars. The Star Wars Databank says the following about the character for his bio. Appearances: Star Wars A New Hope, Star Wars Attack of the Clones, Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Locations: Tatooine. Quote, Owen Lars continued his father Klieg's efforts to build his homestead into a productive moisture farm, working alongside his wife Beru, helping with his dreary chores required to keep the farm profitable. Owen relied on his nephew, Luke Skywalker. He could not rein in Luke's drive for adventure, though. Young Skywalker longed to leave Tatooine and join the Imperial Academy, to live life among the stars. Owen forbade it, reminding Luke that he was needed to the moisture farm. Skywalker would eventually leave the farm, but under tragic circumstances. Imperials searching for missing droids razed the Lars homestead and killed Owen and Beru. Owen Lars was a young adult when his father Klieg married Shmi Skywalker, a Mos Espa slave he'd purchased and then freed. After Tusken Raiders kidnapped Owen's stepmother, a Jedi Padawan arrived in search of Shmi. This was Shmi's son Anakin, the stepbrother of Owen had wondered if he'd ever met. For the most part, the Clone Wars were but a rumor on Tatooine, but soon after the Republic fell and Empire rose in its place, a new visitor arrived at the Lars farm. ObiWan Kenobi had brought an infant boy for Owen and Beru to raise, Luke Skywalker, Anakin's secret son. Owen came to love Luke and feared the boy's parentage might lead him into danger. He forbade Obi-Wan from visiting and told Luke his father had merely been a navigator on a spice freighter. But despite Owen's best efforts, Luke was no farmer. He yearned for adventure among the stars. When Jawa scavengers visited the Lars farm, Owen bought a pair of droids as help, the protocol droid C-3PO and the astromech R2-D2. Owen had no idea the droids were fugitives from the Rebel Alliance, or that the Empire would kill its own citizens to retrieve the droids and the secret information they carried. While Luke was away from the farm, stormtroopers found the Jawas who'd picked up C-3PO and R2-D2 and learned the droids had been sold to Owen and Beru. When the stormtroopers didn't find the droids at the Lars homestead, they killed Luke's aunt and uncle and left the farm in flames. That's the Star Wars Databank entry for Owen Lars. Again, Joel Edgerton going to be reprising his role as Owen Lars in the Kenobi series. I know that answer didn't say flat out yes, but it essentially should have, as anytime he's suggesting that there's an assassin on the rooftop just outside the window if he says the wrong thing, is all but confirming his appearance in the Kenobi series. I'm assuming we'll get more details probably around this summer when this is slated to go into production. But for now, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching, may God bless you and the Force be with you. If you enjoyed this episode, and frankly, even if you didn't, don't forget to subscribe.
Do it.
And if you want to help spread the word, please give this video a thumbs up and tell your friends to subscribe. Please check out the official Star Wars Coffee merchandise, and don't forget to check out all of the content playlists on this channel, including The Rise of Skywalker, The Mandalorian, and much more.